Hi everyone, this is Anna from Koala Soap, and today we're going to make a confetti soap, and we're going to be using neon colors in opaque soap. This is Shea Butter Melt and Pour, again not to be confused with raw shea butter. It doesn't do the same thing, so you want to get Shea Butter Melt and Pour or any opaque melt and pour for this recipe. This mold holds about 20 ounces, so I'm going to make the actual confetti parts here. So what I do is I put 10 ounces here. 10 ounces here, and then 5 and 5 in each, and I'm sure I'm going to have leftover of everything. I'm using Cosmic Blue, this is a neon, and I believe this is Purple Orchid. The reason I'm doing the neons is one of the subscribers in one of the videos had noticed something I didn't. She says, I didn't know that the colors would be so vibrant and opaque using neons, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's right. I never even thought about that. Our scent today is going to be Energy from Brambleberry. They also have it on Amazon. Links to everything I'm using are down below. So we're going to take this 10 ounces and put it off to the side. We're going to take these two 5 ounces and melt them down. Okay, everything is melted down, and we're going to go ahead and start mixing our micas. We're going to see what the temperature is first. 154, 155. Let's go ahead and we'll stir it, make sure we have all the clumps out. Okay, and actually we'll just put one of these in each, and we'll go ahead and start mixing our mica. These are little bath bomb cups. Let's see how vibrant we can make this. I finally have my 99% alcohol, and I'm just squirting it everywhere. Okay, we're using about 20 ounces of soap, so we are going to use usually 5 mLs per pound. So I'm going to give this probably about 6 mLs of fragrance. I'm going to split it between the 3, and we'll do that in a second. We're going to go ahead and get this mixed. It is pretty vibrant. And of course, if you want it darker, then you just add more. Oh, and I want to thank everybody who subscribe to my other channel making tumblers. I really appreciated that. It just kind of started because I was doing all of Kaylin's little projects for her school, and I thought, well, I use a lot of the same stuff, why not? Okay, we're going to go ahead and mix in our Purple Orchid. Make sure we get all of it. This alcohol will evaporate, so you don't have to worry about overdoing it with the alcohol. Make sure it's mixed very, very well. And if it's like this has a little bit of a skin, so you might see this clump up a little bit, and that just means you just need to stir it just a little bit better. And you can also use a frother if you really wanted to, but I think you can also just stir it out. And honestly, on the confetti soap, guys, I really don't think it's going to matter too much anyway. You see a little bits of clumps there, and that's okay. It's just because I have a little bit of a skin. We're just going to stir it out. And if it doesn't completely stir out, it's okay, because we're going to be shredding this anyway. Okay, we're going to put this off to the side. We're going to move our trusty little pink mold here, because that's what we're going to use. And we're just going to pour it in. Now, since this is an opaque base, meaning not glycerin or clear melt and pour. It's going to take a little bit longer to set than it would if we used glycerin. This might take maybe about an hour, maybe hour and a half. Trying to get every drop in there. Okay, we'll just squirt this down. And we will go ahead and we will wait for these to set and we'll be on to our next step. Okay, I forgot to add in the energy. So what I basically did was I just took the pipette and I added approximately 5 mLs, so 1.5 droppers into each, and I just stirred it in because I forgot. But I did notice that this is a yellower, here, let me see if I can pull it up so you can see it. I don't know if you can see how yellow that is. So that might affect our white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a white mica to add into our 10 to help offset the color changing that might happen. So we're going to go ahead and we will wait for this to cool down and we will go ahead and shred it. Okay, we're back. So these are already set. And so what I've done is I take this little zester grater and I get a bowl. I don't know if I can, I might just need to move these. And then basically I just grate them. I would recommend wearing gloves because I always get my thumbs stuck in it or something. And that's basically all you do. And so once you have these done, you're going to go ahead and you're going to just mix them up. Okay, sorry, kids are now home from school. It always seems to work out that way. Anyway, so what I do is I just grate. And then you're going to just gently remove it from here. And then you're going to do the same thing here. And it's okay to have too much because you can do other projects with it. I'm pretty sure we're going to have more than enough. But remember that when you put the white shea butter in on top of this, because it's so airy, I mean, it's just really airy, it's going to sink a little bit. So you'll need more than you think you do, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to go ahead and finish grating these. Actually, what I will do is, I guess we're good right now. You want to mix it through. Whoops. Try to keep it all in your bowl. And there's our colors. So then what I do to make sure is I put it all in here, which I've already done, so I know I have enough. And we're going to go ahead, put these off to the side. We're going to take this, we're going to start melting it down and getting it ready for all of this. We will be back. Okay, we're back. So I have this melted down. We're going to set this off to the side for just a second so we can work on this. Save all of it. What we're going to do is we're going to see what we're at here. You know, what I realized was I added about 5 mLs of the 7 of fragrance into the neons. So I only needed to add like another 2, so I did. It really hasn't done anything to the white, so I'm going to not add anything else to it. I think we're good the way it is. We're at 132. I'm actually okay if these embeds melt a little bit, just because I think it'll be prettier that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pour a little bit of the shea butter in. And this will help you not get like little air bubbles on the very bottom. So I'm going to try and stay in camera, in focus for you guys. And we're going to just start, the first thing you need to do before you do anything is squirt these generously with alcohol. Mix it through again, and then you're just going to start pushing it in. Making sure you get it all in there. going to squirt again with some alcohol. See how it just kind of sinks? And that's what I was expecting. So that's why we're going to keep pushing more in. What I'm trying to avoid is having to melt down more shea butter and filling it more with this here. But you know how that kind of goes. And we are going to have to melt down a little bit more shea butter. Not much, so we will be right back. Okay, I'm taking the gloves off because I'm done picking soap up and putting that. I put everything on there. That's all the soap. I've remelted this down and it was at 171, and a little trick that I've learned is if you need to cool something down a little bit, squirt some alcohol in it, stir it really quickly, swish it around, and you can usually get the temperature to drop fairly quickly. Make sure you stir it though so you don't get a false reading. So now we're at 151. I think we're okay to pour. I was gonna try to do a fluffy top on this, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I have so much soap on top here. And it looks like we are now at the top. Okay, we've used our soap. We've used all our soap. And if you want, you can kind of, move it around a little bit with your skewer. I believe this will be the top, you guys. I poured it a little hotter just because I was a little worried that it wouldn't mesh with what was underneath. All right, but this gave me an idea for another soap. So I'm gonna be working on that one next. Anyway, we're gonna let this dry and we will go ahead and cut it and see how it looks. Okay, and we're back. So I don't really show me doing the unmolding because it's basically a fight to the finish. But let me give you a hint of what I did. What I would do is I loosen it on both ends like this. And then what I do is I have some stuff in there. I have to like inch it out like this while opening it, and then eventually it'll pop out. It's just that it's much harder when these molds are so small to get this in. So I just wanted to show you that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. I'll show you how it looks. Okay. It's really pretty. We have this nice top that nothing's falling off of it. One thing about this mold that I've noticed, in the last video, I was cutting it and it was kind of weird because I thought, well, why is this shorter? So here to here. So this is longer than it is wide. So you need to make sure it's 4 inches long for sure, but I just wanted to make sure you understood that there is a top and a bottom to it. So make sure when you're cutting in here, especially if you're going to do 1 inch, you're going to make sure, here I was measuring it before I went back on camera, but make sure you're in the 4 because this way it is like 3.5. So it's about 3.5 wide, 4 long. Okay, so I have my cutter. It's very important to keep it like this and this. I actually have a line on a new cutter that I'm going to be trying, and it's from a subscriber who swears by this cutter for melt and pour, and so I'm in the process of getting one right now, and then I'll be able to show it to you and see if it works. I'll let you know when that happens. So we'll go ahead and move this out. That's really pretty. And this melted in because we had to add in a little bit more. I didn't have enough, remember? So it turned it a little purple, but I still think it looks really pretty, so I don't mind it at all. Okay. smells really good. And I'm going to have a little bit left over. I want to see what a wave cutter would look like on this last one. I just kind of want to see the big difference. Let me get that. This last piece is going to stay home, and so I'm not going to wear gloves for it, but I have my wave cutter here, so we're going to give it a shot here. It does seem to add a different dimension. Okay, so there. That's kind of a cool thing to see. And then here would be flat, and here's with the wave. So there you go. Okay, these are staying home. I'm going to keep them here. Okay, so this is Anna from Koala Soap. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It gave me an idea for another tutorial, but these are really, really pretty. They came out really nice. So I hope you guys have a really good week, and we will see you soon. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to my other page if you have a chance to, All DIY Crafts. Okay, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.